Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I was seeing a video of an atheist, and he was saying that Muslims reject evolution, although there's a consensus of the scientists to believe in evolution. And when he was told that science does not lead to certainty, he actually agrees to it. But at the same time, he says that science does not lead to certainty, but since science is the best explanation that we have right now, so we need to accept the science. So Muslims should accept theory of evolution. Now there are many Muslims who have accepted theory of evolution. I am not saying that Muslims do not accept, there are, or all Muslims accept theory of evolution. There are Muslims, many of them. If you want to see detail about it, you can see Mufti Abul S on evolution, and even Allama Javed Ahmad Ghamdi Sahab on evolution. But Muslims actually, many of them believe in evolution. But what we are actually against is the Darwinian evolution. Now, he says that now Muslims should accept science. Muslims should accept the theory of evolution because there is a consensus of the scientific community that evolution is true. So since there is a consensus of scientific community that theory of evolution is true, therefore the Muslims should also accept it. Now I have a problem with this line of argumentation. What problem do I have? See, whenever a religious person make a claim and he, instead of backing up his proofs from the religious sources, he says that we have been believing this and our scholars have been believing this, and there is a consensus on this matter. Fine. So atheists call us dogmatic. Why they call us dogmatic? Because they say that there is no evidence for existence of God. Okay, fine. There is no evidence for the existence of God, but Quran is the evidence for existence of God. Oh, no, 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 no. Quran is not evidence. Quran is claim. Okay, you believe in Quran just because Quran says so. This is a circular reasoning. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. This is a circular reason. That's for the sake of argument. Agree that it's circular reason. Fine. For the sake of argument, agree. Now my question to them, if the atheist, is that you believe in science because scientists say so. Because what is the source other than the science to know about science? Is there any other source to know about science other than the science? The answer is no. So you need to study science from scientific books. You need to study science from science books which was written by scientists, right? And they are human like you and me, and they can be wrong. Similarly, any religious person makes a claim, and if he writes a book on religion, he can be wrong. There is no doubt about it that he cannot be wrong. So we are actually following the same paradigm. The difference is that uh, we are more consistent with our paradigm. We say, okay, fine, we believe in God, we have a scripture that we follow. Fine. You say that God does not exist. Fine. So instead of you providing the proof, you are asking us to prove that God exists. This is your claim that God does not exist, or you are saying there is no evidence for the existence of God. Let's, for the sake of argument, agree that there is no evidence for existence of God. Okay, so why is majority of mankind believes in God? Oh, majority of mankind, just because majority of mankind believes in God, that doesn't mean God is true. Very good, I agree with you, because majority cannot always be right. Fair enough, good going. So what's the problem? So what's the problem? Fine, okay, there is no evidence for existence of God. Fine, okay, let's. So why should the theist provide you the evidence about existence of God? No, since theists have claimed that God exists, therefore they have to prove. The burden of proof lies upon them. But theist or anyone who believes in God actually believes in God because this is the default belief. If anyone believes in justice, he believes so because this is the basic belief. This is the default belief of the humanity. Fine. So why should they uh, provide you evidence? No, because they claim every extraordinary evidence, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I said I agree with you. Every extraordinary claim require extraordinary evidence. I agree with you. But belief in God is not an extraordinary claim. It is so ordinary that even the ordinary people around the world believe in it. So it's not an extraordinary claim in first place. It is an ordinary claim to such an extent that I would say that 2 plus 2 is 4. It's an ordinary claim that everyone believes in it. If someone comes and say no, 2 plus 2 is not equal to 4, it is equal to 5, then it is the burden of proof upon them to prove that 2 plus 2 equals to 5, not 4, not us. Similarly, when an atheist say there is no evidence for existence of God, fine, this can be said by anything and everything. There is no evidence for the existence of humanity. There is no evidence for the existence of justice. There is no evidence for existence of truth. There is no evidence for existence of anything in this world. Then what are we seeing? Oh, maybe we are stimulated. Maybe what we are seeing is virtual and not real. Fine. How can you prove that this world is real? Maybe it's virtual. What evidence do we have that this world is real? So everything now gets questioned. When you leave the basics, you leave the fundamentals, everything gets questioned. Even your parentage gets questioned. What is the evidence that your father is your real father? What DNA evidence does he has? Have he provided you the DNA evidence? And how can you trust that DNA evidence? Maybe there is a discrepancy in the DNA evidence. So skeptical mindset, I never encourage skeptical mindset. I encourage uh, reason and logical reasoning, but skepticism to some extent even leads to absurdity. Fine, you can even be skeptic about your own parent. That's the flaw in skepticism, if I am pronouncing it rightly. So you can be skeptic about who your father is. Fine, but the basic belief is that your father is your real father unless proven otherwise. Fine. Similarly, God exists because most of the humanity believes God exists. And humanity can be wrong, but there is no proof against this. Therefore, belief in God is a basic belief. And hence, it is the burden of the proof lies on the atheist to prove that God does not exist.